Hey, it's Josh with JDRC. Today we got the exo cage for the kaiju. We're going to put this exo cage on. So firstly, it's going to sit just like this on here. It's going to sit just like that. So firstly, I've noticed here, this bracket that mounts right here is awfully close to you trying to get these pins in. As you can see, like even mine, smaller hand fingers can't get in there. So we're gonna flip that around because that's what I've heard works out. The back one looks okay. Looks like it's a little close, but I think it'll be all right. So first things first, we're gonna take off these plates, remove these screws, take off that one. We're gonna take off this one here. I'm gonna take these 4 screws off. Okay, so that plate's the front. Back screws are all the same size. So this mount we're gonna flip around basically. So okay, we're just going to spin that around, just like that. And I always start my screws, I use a electric screwdriver or battery powered one, but I always start my screws by hand, just because you want to make sure you don't get any cross threads or anything in it. Alright. So now that that's flipped around, let's mark our holes. Just lined up perfectly. God, that sits super close to those pins, but worth it, right? If we're saving the body, keeping it from damaging. So let me grab. Just make sure we're nice and straight everywhere here. Looks like we're pretty well lined up. And that means it's not going to mark. It's alright, because I got a drill bit. I can pause that. Alright, so what we're going to do is, my marker tip won't actually fit in there to mark that. So we're going to tape this down to the body. Some painter's tape, so that it can't move on us. I got it positioned where I want it. Go ahead, drill the holes. There we go. Good. Can't move. Alright. We're going to start with a small drill bit. Just make sure everything looks good. Yeah. Straight there, lined up there. Same amount of gap on each side there. Alright. I'm just gonna go. I don't have a body reamer, so I just have to use a drill bit. Perfect. Let's do the back. We got our holes, and that didn't move around at all because we got tape coated on there good. Get this tape off. I use painter's tape because it's a lot easier to pull back off instead of trying to fight with duct tape or we'll be messing with it forever. Okay, so let's set that aside. Alright, so. Alright. Alright, now that we've got that first set small hole drill, we're going to move up to a little bit bigger. Perfect. Just same size as screw hole there. That size. I need a body reamer. I need to get me a body reamer. I know it's so much easier probably than using a drill bit, and probably makes a lot cleaner lines, but I'm old fashioned. And I do a lot of body work on these things, so it's like, can't really justify the means of getting a body reamer. I don't do a lot of body stuff. It's probably the first exo cage, actually, I've ever mounted on an RC, so. Okay. So now that they're there, just gonna put all our nuts and bolts in. Number one, there's that, and let's see. Just gonna go on the underside. Two holes in it. Alright, so now we put our bolts back in it. Goes there, and you'll need a what is that? A 932 socket, or driver, nut driver, whichever you want to use. Now on this, I'm gonna tell you, it has, I turned my front ones around. It has these countersunk holes on here. I'm guessing they're not for anything. I looked up all the images and those holes aren't being used, so it's not like they go through to these two. Maybe it's just they make them universal, so you can, if you flip the brackets, they don't get messed up, whatever. So I just did these two. That's the only two it shows online to put screw holes into too. So even though they do have these two, these screws definitely, the ones on the front wouldn't be long enough to go all the way through. So, and the pictures online don't show that. So anyways, back to trying to snug these down. And they hold pretty tight, they're locking nuts on there, so you don't have to, I feel like you don't have to torque the crap out of them. Just enough to get it snug. Alright, and that's, oh yeah, it's getting solid. Nice and sturdy. Good and got some flexibility to it, so that's good. Gives your body, a little bit of room to flex back and forth. But overall, it's going to protect the body from getting banged all the crap on the front of it, the back of it. Looks good. Now to see how easy it is to stick these pins in the body. Alright, and let's see if the back clips look like they're, well, looks like they're a little tricky to get to, huh? So, yeah, back clips are definitely a pain to get in with the exo cage on there. Like, I'm seriously struggling to get my fingers. Yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous. I like the exo cage, but I can't even get that back clip on there. So, let's see what we can do about that. Because I can't even get that back clip on there at all. My hands aren't even big, so I imagine somebody that has big hands is going to have a heck of a time. Jeez. I may have to adjust my body post up a little bit, but I got that one on. That's like... Okay, so... Yeah, I mean, you can get them on there, but they're kind of a pain. Maybe it's worth it to save your body. You want to take a few extra minutes to get the clips in and out. At least it's not a nitro car where you're sitting there with it idling and trying to get body clips in it. Electric's a lot better because you can just reach in and turn the switch on when you're ready to go. But needless to say, just a little difficult to get the back body clips in. I guess you'll find that angle that's best for your fingers to get in there. But front ones are a lot easier than the back ones. But it does fit. Looks good. So, yep. Thanks for watching, and that's how you install the exo cage.